What event made you see your mom in a whole new light? I was 10 when my mom lost her job at the bank. She told me it was corporate restructuring, but I overheard her crying to my aunt about how her boss kept touching her shoulder in meetings. Mom started delivering food for DoorDash, working nights while I stayed with grandma. I hated it. My friends got to have their moms at soccer games. One afternoon, I got sick at school. Stomach flu. The nurse called my mom 5 times, but she wasn't answering. When she finally showed up 2 hours later, I was so mad I wouldn't look at her. She smelled like French fries and had bags under her eyes. I remember thinking, why can't you just be normal like other moms? That night, I woke up to the sound of glass breaking. Mom was in the kitchen, her hands shaking as she swept up a broken mug. There were papers spread across the table, bills with red, final notice stamps. Our electricity was getting shut off tomorrow. She didn't know I was watching when she opened her DoorDash app. $41.27 for 6 hours of driving. She put her head down and just sobbed. I felt like such a jerk for being mad at her. The next morning, I pretended to be asleep when she kissed my forehead before leaving. She whispered, "I'm trying, baby. I promise I'm trying." After school, I asked grandma to take me to mom's delivery zone. We found her car outside Chipotle. I watched through the window as she argued with the manager. They'd given her the wrong order, but she was getting blamed. The manager, this huge guy with a beard, was pointing in her face while she just stood there, taking it. But then something changed. Mom straightened her back, looked him directly in the eyes, and said something that made him step back. She walked out with a new order bag, wiping tears but holding her head high. She didn't see us watching from grandma's old Toyota across the street. That weekend, I found a notebook in mom's room while looking for tape. It was filled with job applications, budget plans, and a list titled "For Maya's Future," with things like college fund, 50-month, and braces, start saving now. My name was surrounded by little hearts. I took a photo of it with my iPad before putting it back exactly where I found it. On Monday, mom missed my science fair. I won second place for my volcano project. All the other parents were there taking pictures, but my certificate just sat in my backpack, getting crumpled. The bus ride home felt so long. Kids laughed and showed off their parents' proud text messages. I just stared out the window, hating the stupid volcano I'd spent 2 weeks building. That night, I heard mom crying in the bathroom. Not loud sobs, but that quiet kind of crying people do when they're trying not to be heard. I almost knocked, but didn't. Instead, I left my certificate on the kitchen table where she'd see it. In the morning, it was gone. 2 weeks later, mom picked me up in a new outfit I'd never seen, a gray blazer with matching pants. She seemed nervous, but excited. "I have a surprise," she said, driving us to this tall building downtown. She led me into an office with her name already on the desk, Human Resources Assistant Manager. She'd been interviewing for weeks during her lunch breaks between deliveries. "Remember that science fair?" she asked, pulling out her phone. There I was, standing next to my volcano. She'd been there, hiding in the back, embarrassed about her DoorDash uniform. She'd snapped one quick photo before rushing to her next delivery. My certificate was framed on her new desk. That night, I found a card under my pillow. Inside was a gift card to my favorite ice cream place and a note. "I see everything you do, even when you think I don't. I'm sorry for what I miss. I'm trying to build something better for us." I used to think being a good mom meant being at every game and making perfect lunches like Zoe's mom, who volunteered at school twice a week. Now I know it's about fighting battles your kids never see and getting back up when life knocks you down again and again. The day I saw my mom differently wasn't one big dramatic moment. It was seeing her broken at our kitchen table at 2 a.m. and still getting up at 6 to make me toast before school. That's when I realized being brave isn't about not being scared. It's about being terrified and doing what needs to be done anyway.